After we did the Rick Rule conference, there was one interview we did where everyone said, you gotta have this guy back on. He's an absolute star. And that is Glenn Jessome from Silver Tigre. Here we are at the Beaver Creek Precious Metals Summit in Colorado. Glenn, thanks for joining us.
Steve, I'm going to go start watching some of these other videos because I'm sure you start every video like that with every guy. Anyway, we're going to have some fun. Great to see you. I mean, it seems like we were at Rick Rule 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now the conference season starts. It gets crazy. We're here. Next week I'm at the Denver Gold Forum, and then it's New Orleans, and it's Zurich, and it's London. It's going to be a busy fall. So excited to kick it off here with you.
What's the best conference?
Look, you can't say that. They're all different. I mean, you've got the BMO conference out there. You've got PDAC. You've got VREC. You can't. They're all serve a purpose, and we enjoy them. And really, this is a classic.
Yeah.
This one's been around for a long time. I mean, you don't even have to say what it is. All you say, I'm going to Beaver Creek. You could be going skiing. But everybody knows why you're here in September. So this is a great conference.
So Glenn, as we're sitting here, gold is hitting all-time highs. That's the Glenn Jessome effect, folks. Glenn, what's your read on the gold market?
You know, we've been in Mexico particularly for almost 30 years. Our group. Built a number of mines there and sold a number of majors. Very, very high success rate for developing commercial projects. But the key is commercial project. That price is going to go up and down. It's almost like playing the lottery. What's it going to do? I can tell you as a company on the verge of building the next great silver mine, and we're real close now. We'll talk about that. We're finishing our feasibility to get it done. Those are prices as miners we dream about. We dream about, and that's who you see being rewarded. The companies that are getting from exploration, development, and becoming producers. Look at the valuations. Just go look at them. Multi-billion and small companies, small production, but that price is incredible. It doesn't have to go any higher. I don't want to jinx it, but that is for a miner. It's Christmas every day.
Yeah, I'm getting the sense that you don't do the whole macro thing. You're not gonna.
I'm not gonna sit here. Look, we've mined gold at $250 and made money. So when we see 25, that's just a dream, because it's not about drill a hole, cause excitement, and oh boy, the price went up, because that price is going to go down. I'm sorry. Everything we do from the first hole to the MRE to the PEA to the PFS or feasibility that we build on, that's all we're about. And so why we don't watch the price as much is that's a 10 to 15 year process. It's not a year process. We're now at the end. So why am I excited? I'm getting ready to build a silver mine in the next 6 or 8 months, and I'm going to be mining at that price. That's Christmas every day.
So Glenn, I got to ask you though, the price of silver's had a great year, but your stock price is flat.
We're at the very bottom. Look, there's no disconnect. The disconnect is the fact that we're a developer. And we're at the very bottom of the Lassonde curve. Everybody knows what that Lassonde curve is. And let's face it, we're at the bottom of what I would call the Mexico curve. Mexico is beat very much down in mining across the board. The outgoing president, AMLO, who leaves in October 1st,
October
couple 1st. Of weeks.
Claudia Sheinbaum coming in.
Claudia's coming in. We can talk about that. We're excited about that. I'm not... he was a very popular president, democratically elected. I have no opinion on him. He ran his country as he saw fit. It was very difficult for miners over the last 6 years. There were no permits issued, and it was tough. But you know what? I'm not going to apologize. In that period, while he was president, I raised $125 million for this project. In the last 3 years, $75 million of it bought deal financings led by syndicates of the biggest bankers in Toronto. And all of that money came from the smartest institutions in the gold and precious metal space, all straight up common shares with no warrants. So what we did during that period was we got ready on October 1st, when there is a change of government, we will have our document to build the mine on, releasing the PFS probably the first, second week of October. So we did everything we had to do to get to the point to build, and now we're ready.
So since we last spoke in Florida back in July, you guys have announced some drill results.
The drill results, so here, I'm going to give you, I think nobody ever asked me for what's the game plan?
Yeah.
What's the Tigre map? It's drill result. That's great. That's fantastic. Look at this. Look
I
at
had
that.
the question.
Oh yeah, you did. So look, see,
We were getting there.
oh my goodness, getting ahead of you, man. Unbelievable.
You take it away.
So here's what El Tigre is. El Tigre is a big open pit mine, which transitions into a really big underground mine. Precious metals. It's a silver mine. So what do we have to do? We have to do a lot of drilling to make sure we got a lot of metal. So for 8 or 9 years, we got this in 17, so that's 7, 8 years. We drilled 150,000 meters. It's a lot of meters. That's what we used all that money for. Did all the geological work, all the mapping, sampling, blah, 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 built the camp. And we came out last September with, and I'm using round numbers, 100 million silver equivalent ounces in that open pit and 100 million silver equivalent ounces in the underground. And then we said, okay, let's just, and everybody saw our drill results, 1, 2, 3 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters, 10, 20, 30 kilos silver, the best in the business. But we had to stop that. That hurt me to stop that because I had to focus on getting door number 1 done. That's the open pit.
Yep.
So a lot of work, PEA. Got that out in November. It was incredible. $300 million NAV. The thing makes $500 million free cash flow over a decade. $60 million CapEx. A 5-to-1. Nobody thinks about this. The old timers told me I should talk about this more. The guys who invested in mining for the last 50 years. They say, Glenn, CapEx versus NAV. 2-to-1 is a great project. Ours is 5-to-1. 60 to 287. 60 million to build it. Your NAV on the spits out is 287 million US dollars. You go look at any chart of any development company out there, we're at the top. That being said, had to finish it. So we just did another 25,000 meters. You saw those great drill results, 100 meters, but it wasn't Tigre high grade. It was the surface mineralization that's in the pit, 100 meters of a gram. I'm so happy about that. Gold, people don't get too excited. But we're done. So the PFS will come out first or second week of October, and that's the document, finally, that I can go and say, Mr. Banker, give me the money, and they will. And when I get the amendment to my permit, which I expect to have early next year, we build it, and it'll be a 1-year build, and it's going to generate, as we see it, 60 to 70 million USD free cash flow in the first year. And it'll do that for about a decade.
And that's from the last time we spoke. You
Right.
talked about the
Done.
flowering,
The flowering,
epithermal
door
vein system.
number 1.
We're going after
You
the
got to have
flower.
that because you need the capital to drive underground. But we don't stop, just in the background. So that's the first part of the plan. So October 1st is going to come. I got to wait to get my permit and get things ready to do. And then well, what am I going to do? Sit there? Well, no. Now we're back to door number 2, the underground. I can't wait because now we're getting Tigre high grade back. So we're going to, as you know, we developed underground.
Yep.
Opened up the old mine. So come October, November, we get the drill rigs underground, and we're going to drill that high-grade vein, multi-kilo. We're going to drill that sulfide zone, wide multi-kilo, and we're going to drill the shale. And so you're going to see a steady story, a steady stream is a better word, of high-grade Tigre results from underground. But they're just drill results. Now what's the next step? What was the first step for the open pit? Deliver a PEA, a preliminary economic assessment. So first half of next year, while we're at that point building the open pit, I'm going to come out with the PEA for door number 2, which is the underground. So that's what people are going to start to look forward to because we just don't stop. And then we'll get that ready to go. So by the time, if in 2026 at some point, I pour that first bar from the pit, that's my plan. A few things to do before that. By the time that happens, the underground is ready to build. And we just transition immediately underground. And then we become a 5 million silver equivalent ounce producer just with the pit. In excess of that amount with the underground, 12 to 15 million ounce silver producer out of nowhere.
Now, Glenn,
That's how you make money.
There's going to be viewers at home. They're going to be saying, but Glenn, what are you talking about? Mexico has banned open pit mining. We got Claudia Scheinbaum coming in on October 1st. What?
Okay, I'm just gonna, I've been battling this for 3 years. It's been so painful. Every time I tell my beautiful story, my plan, my business plan, it's unbelievable. It's one of the best I've ever heard. But you're never going to build it because he banned open pit mining. And I said, no, he didn't, and he's not going to. And then months go by. Now, we're 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatever it is, and AMLO is going to transition power to Claudia, and he'll no longer be the president. Have they banned open pit mining? Have they banned open pit mining?
The
No. The answer is no.
The answer is no?
Has it gone to Congress? The answer is no.
Okay.
Do I think it's going to before he's gone? No. We'll see. I should get a bunch of smiley faces on October 1st. People send them to me, but he's not going to. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
And we go forward with a new administration. We're going to get the permits we need. That's what I think. And we're going to build everything exactly as I told you. And we've done all the work for it. So this is not like I'm drilling a drill hole. I think I got a project. We've proven we have a commercial project that's ready to build. And we're going to do it. Now, the new government. You want to hear? Look, she is a very, very smart lady. She won a big, big majority. But she had to pick her entire team when she came into power. So we watched very carefully in July 2 things that she did, 2 very important things. And I don't know if we talked about this, if it had happened by the time we were in Beaver Creek or not, but she appointed her Minister of the Economy, and also she appointed Minister of Semernet, which is the environment. Okay? Marcelo Ebrard was appointed as the Minister of Economy. A very pro-business person. He negotiated the last U.S.-Canada Free Trade Agreement with Mexico. He'll renegotiate it. He's a big proponent of nearshoring. He is the person who has the keys to the economy there to run it. He's not in the job yet, but he will be on October 1st. A lady named Barcenas was appointed basically as the Minister of Semernet. We were very happy to see that. She is a former ambassador to Chile. She's worked very closely with Mr. Ebrard throughout his career, and another person we would consider pro-business. So as we see the team being built out, these are people that are pro-U.S.-Canada relations, pro-free trade agreement, pro-international investment, because that's what Mr. Ebrard has been saying in many speeches since he's not in the role, but has been appointed to be in the role. So we're very, very happy and very comfortable that once there's a transition, it's going to take time. The entire government changes, so you know. We're going to see basically things get better, and no one's going to believe me until we see those first permits coming. So when those first permits get issued, and mine, that's when everybody's going to go, Mexico's back in business on the mining front. And we are very, very confident that's going to happen.
Now, mining aside, Silver Tiger aside, you're clearly very well connected in Mexico. You know what's happening there.
Yep.
You mentioned a term that I think we're going to start hearing a lot, and that's nearshoring.
Oh my goodness!
I've got some friends who work in manufacturing, and they say that as the world's kind of de-globalizing, Mexico is looking like they're going to be a winner.
So the state that we're in is really it's Sonora, and there's a huge plan. I've read it that the state did. It's called Plan Sonora, and it is basically this is the future. They border the U.S. They have the Pacific, building a massive port there that could rival L.A. That whole border from solar power to battery technology to car making to chip making, that entire southern area is being developed for as far as the eye can see. And it's an incredible. We're in Sonora. Sonora is a pro-business state. I'm so happy to be there. They have the governor there is a pro-business governor, and that's just an example of what's going on in Mexico. But I'm going to tell you how you know it's happening, and it's going to just be a tidal wave. In July, Mexico, for the first time ever, exported more products to the United States of America than China. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. So yes, Mexico are, in my opinion, under her reign, are going to become an economic powerhouse as this nearshoring, and you're talking not billions of dollars being invested. You could be talking, and I don't know the numbers, but it's hundreds of billions, if not trillions. It's laid out, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be an incredible thing for the country. Why we know foreign investment, U.S.-Canada relations, it's going to be at the very forefront of this, and we're really looking forward to the next 6 years in Mexico because it got beat way down further than it should have.
Well, Glenn, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us. Great interview, as
It's always
always.
great. Yeah.
And
And I appreciate having us come back. So, guys, what I'll end up with, if I could, just stay tuned. We always do what we say, I think. I laid out a plan. The next part of that plan, take a good look at that PFS when it comes out. We're pretty happy with what it's going to say. And get ready for us to get some high-grade drill results from that underground coming. We're past the boring open pit. We're getting back into the excitement for, and I know a lot of your listeners, that's what excites people. 1, 2, 3, 10. We've drilled as high as 86 kilos silver in some of our drill results in the past. It's exciting. For us, it's a means to an end to get to a PEA, but we think you're going to be very, very happy what we're going to deliver in the fall in the underground. Anyway, that's my last statement. Steve, it's been a pleasure.
thanks, Glenn.